What is going on, everybody? Still out here, sunny Arizona. Well, kind of sunny. It's getting kind of dark. You can't really tell because it still looks bright behind me, but trust me, it's getting a little dark. Coming to you with our Week 14 quarterback starts and sits for the week, even though I'm on vacation for the holidays. Still giving you guys the information. Doing a little bit different this week. If you didn't check out our waiver wire show, go check it out. But me and Mac recording separately this week. He's holding it down back in North Carolina. I'm out here in Arizona. 2 sets of videos. A little bit different. You know, the scenery is better, I'll tell you that. That's for sure. But make sure you check out Mac's videos. I got a few starts and sits for you this week for quarterbacks, so make sure you check these out. If you got any questions, make sure you're commenting below. Always appreciate the likes. We'll get right into it. We're going to be bold this week. I'm on vacation and I'm feeling bold because it's playoff time and it's all or nothing. You're trying to, you know, win the championship. You're trying to win some money. You're trying to do something. So we're going to be bold right now so everybody looks at you like you're a fantasy genius. First person I want to talk about, Tom Brady. Okay, so yes, Tom Brady. A little banged up. Achilles is hurting. Just not going to have Gronk this week. Gronk gave himself a 1-week vacation. Thank you for that, Gronk, for all the Gronk owners. We really appreciate that come fantasy playoff time. But no, Tom Brady this week, I'm not too high on Tom Brady this week. And I know if you got Brady, you're probably going to start him. And I understand it. I can't tell you not to start Tom Brady. But I would look at different options. Brady's going to be down in Miami. Looked great against Miami a couple weeks ago, but the situation is different. Okay, Tom Brady's banged up. Gronk's not going to be there. Miami looked pretty good against Denver. Now, yes, Denver is not what it has been in the past, but if I'm, you know, trying to win my first round playoff matchup or however your league is set up, Tom Brady doesn't give me that warm fuzzy this week. I'm not looking for Tom Brady to have a huge week. He's going to be more pedestrian this week. I'm looking probably somewhere around the territory of 15 fantasy points, and that may not be enough. You know, if you're in the playoffs, you're fighting for the playoffs still, or however you're set up, you need your quarterbacks to score more than 15 points because you're probably playing some pretty good teams that put up big numbers, and 15 points ain't going to cut it. So for Tom Brady this week, I'm going to sit Tom Brady. I'm going to be bold. Tom Brady will be on my bench this week. Make sure you guys are commenting below. If you have Tom Brady, let us know. We'll try to help you find a viable replacement on the waiver wire. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there. One person that I really like this week, and I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but that's okay. Crazy is good sometimes. I'm going Jimmy G. Jimmy Garoppolo out there in San Francisco. I'm going to start Jimmy G this week. I can't say he's proven it because he's done 1 game, but he looked great. All things considered. I mean, this is San Francisco we're talking about. The guy went out through, you know, for almost 300 yards, didn't have any touchdowns, but now he gets to play Houston, and everybody can throw against Houston. Marquise Goodwin, you know, one of his top targets, he looked great. He caught all 8 of his targets this past week. Jimmy G is going to start gaining steam, and they're going to start opening up that playbook a little bit more and more and more, which will then get the running game going. The 49ers are going to be interesting the last few weeks here of the season. They're going to be spoiler to a few teams. Jimmy G is a great option. I'm looking for him to get about 225 and 2 touchdowns this week, which would be great in the fantasy playoffs. Like I said, he doesn't have as much going against him, somebody like Tom Brady does. You know, Jimmy G is they have nothing to prove. They're not in the playoff hunt. They're going to go out there. They're going to see what they can get out of him, see what they have for the future, see if he is the future. I still heard talks earlier in the week that Kirk Cousins is still an option in the offseason. If that's the case, Jimmy G is kind of playing for a job. Not that it means a whole lot right now to San Francisco, but any NFL player, for the most part, they're out there playing for pride. Jimmy G is somebody who's a great, solid start for the week. Good spot start. If you had somebody that got banged up like the Matthew Staffords, Tyrod Taylors, look at Jimmy G. He's gonna get you through this week. Next person I want to talk about, Cam Newton. You know, I can say this now because I'm out in Arizona, so Cam ain't gonna hear it back in North Carolina. Mac may have to be careful with this, but I'm gonna sit Cam Newton this week. They're gonna be at home, which is a good matchup. They do play better at home, but they're gonna be against Minnesota, and that Minnesota D is dominant at times. They're not 100% consistent. I think Jacksonville still has a better defense. There's, you know, a little bit of competition for the overall team defense, but Minnesota has a great defense. Cam's struggling. He's trying to, you know, do his best to use the weapons he's got. They got a lot of guys with similar skill set. Funchess is a nice big receiver for him. Olsen's still, you know, questionable whether he's going to be playing with a foot injury. But Cam just doesn't look all there. The offense is kind of struggling at times, not consistent, it's not flowing. I like Cam Newton for the rest of the season. This week, though, against Minnesota, I don't care if he's home, away, playing at his old high school, you know, playing in a country club down the street. I don't care. Cam Newton, he's a risky start, and when you're in the fantasy playoffs, it's not worth the risk. Last guy I want to talk about, Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, out in Atlanta. Good defensive matchup this past week between them and Minnesota. It was not an exciting game to watch, but I mean, it kind of had that playoff feel to it. Matt Ryan's going to be at home versus New Orleans. Now, New Orleans secondary is a little bit banged up, but they're on a roll. Their run game is great. New Orleans is going to score the ball. I thought Carolina did pretty good against them this past week, but that New Orleans offense is very well rounded. They don't have to just throw it. They can run it, which they run more than they throw now, apparently in New Orleans. But they're going to continue to score points, and if they're scoring points, you know, they're going to have to do something to retaliate. And Matt Ryan's going to be throwing the ball a lot more. I look for a lot of short screen passes out of the backfield. See a little bit more Taylor Gabriel maybe this week, trying to get them involved. Matt Ryan's going to have to throw the ball. It's going to be a lot better matchup for Julio, especially if Lattimore sits. If Lattimore misses this game for New Orleans, look for Julio to have another big game. They need Julio to step up something huge right now, okay? So look for that. If Lattimore sits, Julio could have another one of his Julio days. You know what I'm talking about? So those are the four guys. By all means, like I said, Matt Ryan started him this week. I don't know if I said that or not. There's something in this tree right above me, and it's walking, and it's kind of got me a little freaked out, like, you know, something about to fall in my lap. But hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you're hitting that like button, commenting, subscribing, asking questions. If I didn't touch on one of your guys, hit me up. Let me know. Look for Mac's videos. He's going to be coming out with his separate start-sit videos for all the positions and his waiver wire pickups. Hopefully you guys ready to go. It's playoff time. Even if you're not in the playoffs, we're still setting those lineups because we're going to play spoiler to somebody. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you ask me. And we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Have a good rest of your week. Bye.